Gentlemen, to the Onward Master League. I am your caster for tonight, Noman. I'm joined with everybody's favorite mod and, third favorite caster, I guess, Sleepy with 2 3s. How you doing, Sleepy?
I'm doing well, Noman. Thanks for having me on today.
Abso-friggin-lutely, and I'm excited for this matchup that we're going to be bringing to the folks back home today. We have got some interesting stuff to talk about here in terms of bans. I don't know that we have SpaceForces yet, but let's quickly go over the bans before players all get readied up here. So, coming out from Fury, we did see a ban of Quarantine, which I thought was really interesting. Sorry, that's a tick. It is a ban of Quarantine, which I thought was interesting. I don't really know what the thought process is behind that. Maybe SpaceForce has a particularly strong Quarantine and I'm just not familiar with it. What are your thoughts on that one?
I'm not too sure, actually. Sorry, I was fiddling around trying to get into the new lobby because if you haven't noticed, they abandoned it.
Well, that's how we do things around here. We shift lobbies as we go, but I was gonna go into the actual pick of map, and it's a good thing that I did not. Oh, it actually is the same. Okay, great. So the pick is going to be Downfall is going to be the first map we're going to be diving into. So, I mean, walk me through this, Sleepy. You don't like Quarantine, but you do like Downfall?
Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me either. Maybe they're banning it defensively because they're scared of Space Forces. Oh wait, no, they would have been voice selection. So yeah, Fury, maybe they're scared of Space Force on Quarantine, but they feel like the openness of Downfall could play to their advantage. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. Why ban Downfall if you're just gonna pick, or why ban Quarantine if you're just gonna pick an even bigger map, even more open map like Downfall?
Yeah, that is very strange to me. I feel like I've been hitting all the wrong buttons here on Up Deck, but they are correct now. The maps are correctly picked. We did not finish getting a ban from SpaceForce. Is that correct? They did not officially ban anything with us?
I have seen nothing.
Okay. Well, we will see if they choose to ban something, and we will update the ladies and gentlemen inside of the Twitch chat when that comes through, if that comes through. But for right now, we are just waiting on the teams to ready up, and while we do that, let's take a quick look over on the match page and talk about the teams that we're going to be seeing here today. So on the Fury side, we've got Snakebite, Bald-Headed, Crazy Mike, GT4U, To View, Shelby Vole, Evolution, and War Within. And on the Space Force side, you've got Hooney Half, Sergeant Vanover, Destructor, Diesel, Driver of Car, and Lionheart. So pretty solid lineups there. I think I was hearing that this is a brother v brother battle. Snakebite and Lionheart are related. Can you confirm that for me, League Mod?
I don't know.
Okay, well that's you heard it here first.
Somebody related.
Confirmed. Sleepy
like,
just confirmed it. Everybody heard it on stream. Well, we'll find out in the Twitch chat in about 6 minutes, but we are running our standard delay here as usual as well. So this is an interesting matchup. I want to talk about it. Both of these teams, obviously in the silver, call it tier,
division?
Yeah, division. Thank you. Space Force is in 15th in the league right now worldwide. Fury holding on to a strong 17th. Space Force played 9 games. Fury played 8. Their score lines aren't that different. Space Force really is just one more match. What do you think about this matchup? I mean, it's so even and so close. I don't even really know who is going to be pulling ahead where. I mean, I guess that's where these map picks come in. That might decide it. What do you think, though?
I agree with you. I think map picks will be a big part of this game today, and we'll see that probably come into effect more so than in other matches. But I want to say I'll give the win to Fury, just based on the fact that I think the skill for each individual player is about even on both sides. What I'm not going to have seen here lately is the Space Force coordination. Like, how are they playing? Are they meshing well? They're a new team this season, so Fury has seasons on that department now, so we'll have to see if that cohesion and that knowing and having that standard lineup will make a difference here on the map. So I'm going to lean towards Fury, but I'm not completely counting out Space Force. I think they definitely have the skill and players to win this thing for sure.
Interesting. Yeah, and the last time they met, so there was a season 7, yeah, so they did meet earlier this season. I think this is a challenge match back. Fury did take that one pretty commandingly, winning all 3 maps. Final scoreline was 12-6. They played Cargo, Downfall, and Suburbia. They did play Quarantine, so this must be sort of a homework-based thing from the Fury side. But yeah, their scorelines were pretty spread out. I mean, the only close one ended up being Suburbia Day, which came down to a 4-3. It was the final map that they played. So I don't know. It's an interesting setup, but I do know That Fury is very, very strong on downfall, so SpaceForce definitely has an uphill battle here. And we do have all the folks in the lobby now, so I think we are just waiting on them to draw up their strategies and figure out their plays, and we'll be diving into the action here pretty soon. But in that short intermission that we have, I want to thank everybody for coming to hang out with us here on the Onward VR Master League. It's been a jam-packed week. We had the All-Stars this weekend, which turned out pretty great. The repeats taking that series earlier today. If you haven't checked that video out, please go ahead and do that. Watch the semifinals as well. Lots of really good plays this weekend. But yeah, we've been doing a lot of that, and got a lot more stuff coming up. So hyped. There's just so many things that I can't, can't really get into right now. I'm just so hyped for, but it's gonna be tons of Onward going on, and the Onward that is the best Onward is the Onward that's gonna be happening right now, because we are diving in to this first round of map 1 on Downfall, Fury versus SpaceForce. Nice. You missed it a little bit there, but that was a good try. I liked it though. I liked it.
I think I just know Nightfire's rhythm of starting a round more naturally than I know yours.
Yeah, I tend to change it up. Keep the folks guessing.
Yeah, sure.
So we are seeing that northwest spawn, and shots are going to be ringing out pretty early on. Diesel going to be trying to catch, was that Crazy Mike there up on the hill?
He's crazy. You gotta watch out for that guy.
He's loco.
Es muy loco, ese.
He's loco, Mike. And now Destructor's sort of trained in here on Snakebite and Evolution's positions as well. Evolution's sort of taking a little peek. Is Destructor gonna see him? I don't think he actually has sightline on him. See here, yeah, he's checking a very tiny little angle here.
War Within over here in the east has gotten himself well behind the enemies. He's up in this North Marsoc building, and he's got a great vantage point from up there. He might even be able to get a pick or two.
I don't see anybody yet over here.
Yeah, there's not, and he just tells us right there that he has not spotted out any of the defenders just yet. They're mostly tucked in, so we do have driver of car there in the brothel, Lionheart in the center hotel. But they are inside buildings and staying away from the windows. Evolution, Crazy Mike, and Snakebite here are going to be the bulk of the push. See Mike laying some fire down towards the helicopter, I believe, checking for any players that might be laying down up there. It's a common spot. It's going to be a very slow push. I think they want that pick, that first down, that first kill to start making their moves. You really never want to rush into a full 5 on defense, Snakebite here starting to make his moves up. A little bit of that suppressing fire is going to help out. Destructor is distracted right now.
Call him Distractor. Oh, but he does get a pick on the Evolution with a nice headshot. And he's going to grab him out of that second story on the East Red Truck building.
That is correct, but it's going to give Snakebite the opportunity to move his way on up here into the West Red Truck building.
Oh, he's moving on up.
Moving on up. And now Snakebite's looking for this angle on him. He might have it. Destructor likely did not spot him out there just yet, but they are trained on each other. I think that's Destructor checking to see if Snakebite is the man that he thinks he is. Folks now coming out onto Destructor's position, trying to make him rotate a little bit. Snakebite's gonna have to deal with Diesel and Hooney Half here in that North HQ building, but he's gonna need some reinforcement. I mean, still got Crazy Mike. Yeah, he's still got Crazy Mike and GT4 back here. They are starting to move up a little bit, but that one smoke really isn't going to do it for him. They're going to need to really coordinate this push.
Chat is saying they can't hear me, Noman.
They
Just FYI.
can't hear the sleepy. Well, it sounds like I'm talking to myself. Pretty good. I will fix that audio in just a moment. I do apologize for that. Figure out why
Diesel
that-
let some shots ring out. Snakebite gonna be right underneath him outside the window in the north headquarters building. Oh, GT Diesel is gonna pick up GT, but Snakebite's gonna try and use the sound to run up behind him, and he does. He grabs the kill. Snakebite taking down Diesel. We're now into a 3v4.
Yeah, and Snakebite's in a great position here. Try to get this pick on Hooney half. That's going to be his first order of business.
Will Honey peek it? And no, Honey, he will not peek it. At least not while Snakebite's looking, which was what I thought was just about to happen. Oh, he looks away! No, Honey Half does grab Snakebite. Lionheart finds War Within on the opposite side of the map, and now it is all up to Crazy Mike. El Loco Vato Ese as he fights with Destructor in the center sandbags.
All right, I've gone ahead and turned you up a little bit. I think they were hearing you just a little quietly, but you are turned all the way up in my headphones. I'm getting all that sleepy magic, and Crazy Mike's going to have to do some real work here if he's going to want to plow through this four-man SpaceForce defense.
Yeah, he's sure got his work cut out for him. He's going to have to be a Loco Vato El Diablo here. But unfortunately for him, Destructor is just going to destruct him. And SpaceForce is going to grab round one here on Downfall.
You just got destructorized.
You just got destructed. Roared.
Nice,
Rawr.
nice, got him. That's the one. Flip it, ship it,
Send it.
send it. We're done. We're done here, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a wrap, folks. That is a wrap. Pack it up.
Don't you guys go anywhere. That was just the first round if you're just tuning in. Fury hitting their first little hiccup there. Not able to get really anything going on that offensive round. Only able to pick one member of the defense off before going down. So we'll see how well they can hold this defense.
Yeah, that tight pentagonal defense from SpaceForce really holding it together. The president would be proud.
Don't you use your fancy words with me.
Right, so in that round, yeah, as you said, not really too much on the side of Fury. They did gain a lot of real estate, which I will give them. They were able to make pretty decent headway on the north and in the south, really, but it's just that tight defense. It's really hard to fight against on Downfall. They're entrenched. They're usually well hidden. They have very small peak spots that they use in order to check angles. So you're really at a high disadvantage already just coming in off of that. So I will give it to Fury. They did a great job making up real estate on the map and getting some ground, but ultimately, SpaceForce's defense was just too strong.
It was very strong. It was a good defense. Not too many unnecessary rotations, really no sort of unnecessary peaks. I mean, Destructor's position was the one most easily punished, and he got away for it, or got away with it for the entire match, basically. But we'll see what else they're going to be able to get away with, because now we're diving into round 2 here on Downfall. I think you did nail it that time. I think I was pretty close. That first one for sure. I think you waited a little too long for the out throw.
Yeah, it's fine. A few more. Whoa.
We are not seeing mirrored spawns. We are going to be seeing Marsoc coming in from the south. Toonie Half and Destructor going to be rotating towards the north. While the rest of the team, just kind of zoom around here real quick. It's set up in the south and in the center. Driver of car and GT4 going to trade out entirely. Both players out now, and we're quickly into a 4v4. That is sort of the ideal trade you want, though, right? You don't want that. You don't want that white tower being up there. Diesel's going to grab Crazy Mike upstairs, North HQ.
This is looking good already for SpaceForce. They've already been able to drop 2. They've lost one of their own, but a 4v3 situation here with 5 minutes still left. If SpaceForce can get even another pick, they've got the door well open to be able to just walk right through and get this cap.
Yeah, that is what they want here. He's gonna have to move up here soon and stop pretending to be a bush.
Wait for
That's
me.
apparently
We'll
what he's
come from
doing. He is one with the bush. Now the rotation's coming through, so we've got Destructor here right behind East Red Truck. Got Diesel set up in the center bungalow, and we've got that last member there, Lionheart, hanging out in the ravine on the south side. So we'll see how this push happens. So I'm kind of interested to see what this coordinated push is going to look like. Some shots down range, but they're not really shooting anybody in particular.
Could be distraction shots in order to let their man in the south push with some less coverage, maybe. It's just a guess.
Yeah,
but it doesn't seem that Lionheart is too interested in moving, so
it's like
really
Destructor
sure.
confirmed it for me there. They were just checking the window. You know, that's the window that always gets me as well, is that back window right there. That's the one centered on my screen. Here, I'll pull up the camera. There's that back one. What is that? North Guard, I believe, is the name of that building. And it's got that dark floor or something that makes it look like there's a Vogue player in there. It always messes with me. It's a good one to check just in case. Lionheart's got to be worried about Snakebite here. Snakebite does spot him out right as I say that. Lay some bullets down on him, but they don't land, and now Lionheart is looking for that refrag. He's just peeking his little head just up over the edge there, but Snakebite's not going to take the bait. Choose to wait it out, which is a smart move. In this case, the offense has a very long way to go to get to where you are, and they've got to cap the objective that's right in front of you. So there's really no reason to be making those long-range engagements unless you definitely know you're going to win them. And we're seeing sort of the same situation here as we saw with Fury on their offensive round. Hooneyhalf and Destructor both kind of stalled out here in this East Red Truck.
I think teams stall themselves out there way too much. I agree, it's a very open cross to push from there to get across, you know, as you push that north side, but I think too many teams hold themselves up there scared of the boogeyman on the cross, and they just don't end up pushing it. I think you just gotta go for it. You gotta keep pushing that ground. They've got 2 minutes left, and they've not moved from that northern side very well. Evolution's gonna grab Diesel there out in the open. They've got 1:50 seconds left. They better start a push here, because otherwise things aren't gonna work out so well. Snakebite gonna put out some shots from the brothel, and his brother Lionheart gonna see that and turn towards him, but no engagement yet. Oh, there come the shots from Snakebite. Lionheart's gonna radio that in.
Yeah, I mean, they had man advantage. That is the time to push, right? They were 4-3, and now Fury was able to even it up into a 3-3, a nice even ball game. Push is coming down off that hill on the red truck. Snakebite just rotated a little too late to catch out Cooney there. Still laying some shots down. Gonna run out of ammo here pretty soon. He's got 2 mags on the floor.
Lionheart just needs to put some shots out. He needs to help the guys in the north here. There's 2 of them there. If he can draw some of the fire off of those guys, they can get down the hill and put themselves in a position to maybe do something. But for right now, they're pretty much stuck because every defender is looking in their direction. None of them are looking towards Lionheart, and that might work out in Lionheart's favor in the end, but ultimately I think he's doing his teammates a disservice here. Some nice covering fire from his team that allows him to get pushed up into the center hotel, but he's moving pretty fast. War Within should hear this, and he'll be ready for him on the stairs. Yeah, there it is. War Within takes down Lionheart, and it's down to a 2v3 now. Hooneyhalf grabs Snakebite, and Evolution's gonna pick up Hooneyhalf. Now it's a 1v2. Things not looking good. Destructor's got to make a push. And he's going to have the objective covered from all sides. Evolution going to pick up Destructor, and SpaceForce going to take another round.
They're gonna take their first round. That's what they're gonna do. Yuri's gonna hold the defense. That's what just happened.
Right. Okay,
Don't listen to the scoreboard, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to the casters,
yeah,
or at least one.
Card is backwards still.
Yeah. Oh.
Thought we were through this, Newman.
Oops. Wow. And then I did it on the scoreboard. You know.
That's
what happened. That's what happens. Well, a pretty great round overall, but again, that stall really kind of killed them. Yeah, I don't really know what the best method there would have been. I suppose a good utilization of smokes would have allowed them to get off of that hill at the East Red truck a little bit quicker.
You know, now that you mention that, that is a good point to raise. There was a bit of a lack of utility used on both sides, realistically. I think I only have seen one smoke come out from the first 2 rounds. And that was from from Fury on their first attacking round.
Yeah, that was not, and that was just one person utilizing those
Right.
smokes, so it wasn't even like the whole team had pushed it. Yeah, it's interesting. It's very hard to really do anything on Downfall without some sort of equipment utilization. So to not see almost any, it's very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But I am still hearing from some folks that you're a little quiet, so I bumped you up a little bit more, but hopefully we'll get you up there pretty soon. Get to my level of volume. Silly man, use your voice. Come on. Where's your casting voice? Give me that sweet casting.
I've been using.
Okay, I guess you have. All right, you don't have to hear us bicker for very much longer because we are diving in to this 3rd round on Downfall.
Why bicker when the rounds start quicker?
Ooh, it's good because it rhymes.
That's right. Ending a line on a rhyme is convincing all the time.
Boom. You heard it here first, folks.
Well, you probably heard it from Marshall Erickson first on How I Met Your Mother, but it's fine. I'm going to rip it off anyways.
I see that you indeed are. So the offense is going to get that south spawn again. We're going to see a similar rotation to what we saw with SpaceForce. Snakebite and GT4 are going to be rotating up to the north. And they've got the remaining 3 members here. Crazy Mike, War Within, and Evolution all approaching from the south. Crazy Mike looking like he might reposition. See what kind of shenanigans they get up into. The defense is very heavily stacked looking south, so War Within and Evolution are going to have a really tough time here dealing with, look at that, there's three players staring down this corridor here. Lionheart, Diesel, actually Destructor in there as well. There's quite a few people watching Evolution's position, so War Within's going to have to be careful if he tries to run this cross here because there are way too many people watching that corridor. War Within looking for that center hotel. Not going to find anyone there just yet, as the defense is all relatively pushed back. A driver of car was in that, he was in the crater building, so he doesn't count as one of the defenders watching south, but that is one of his positions.
That is the direction he's watching.
That's right. I can see things with my eyes. That's good.
Well.
Destructor is going to be the first line of defense here for this northern push. They're going to have to find a way to unseat him, and he's tucked in a little cheeky little spot. Tucked into the corner. He's got his pad out. Paying attention.
Yes, and if the team doesn't come from the right angle, they will just end up utterly devastated.
Oh, boy. We are going to get just beat by Buxton at some point. But yes, you are correct. He will be utterly devastated by Destructor. He's not careful here. Snakebite is crawling up, though. Taking his sweet time. It's like a very good swimmer. There, he's got great form. Aside from the fact that he's not doing like any strokes or anything, you know. But great form nonetheless. He is going to be coming up here to destroy. I mean, it really goes to show what's been happening in this game, that I can follow Snakebite crawling down a hill for about 40 seconds and nothing else has happened. But Snakebite is checking the basement. He's not going to see anybody in there, so it's going to be between...
Oh, but he should see someone if only he would just take a look around the corner. He could see Destructor sitting there, waiting for him to come out. Now we're going to see Snakebite snake his way out of the door, and he's going to meet Destructor very, very quickly.
I think Destructor did just make a call out of some sort. Not sure. There he is. Snakebite's going to win the trade there. They were shooting the ground for a good portion of that, and Crazy Mike's gonna lay down some suppressing fire on a window. Got a freighter building. War Within is gonna find Diesel on the backside inside of that helicopter 2-story.
Yeah, I think they're trying to keep driver of car pinned in the windows.
And there's the equipment utilization that we needed to see. It looks like Snakebite.
Finally, we see one, and Lionheart's gonna pick up Diesel. Driver gonna find Snakebite on his push to the objective. And that's going to be the closest attacker to the objective now. Fury's got to get their men in there and get them in there fast while this utility is still gone off.
Yeah, Diesel and Lionheart. Oh, man, driver of car picks up Crazy Mike there in the center. It's just the south push that's left.
Hell of an angle for driver to pick up Mike from. Evolution is going to find Diesel again, though, in that center hotel or in that objective building. Now they need to find Honey Half and clear out the south. If they can clear the south, there's no one watching the basement door. They can get right up underneath Lionheart and cause some real mayhem with a cap there. We're seeing some smokes come in from GT4 off in the western red truck building, but he's going to be ducking around. He's going to try and avoid first shots, but he's got to worry about Lionheart as well, who peeks the window and grabs the kill.
Yeah, now it's a 2v3. Lionheart's position is pretty safe. GT4 was the only one really going to be able to do any damage there. Now Evolution and Hooney are going to have to duke it out here on the West Street. This would be a key pickup for them. Yeah, Hooney just made the call out, so he is spotted. Evo is rotating back around to the other side, choosing not to engage. He is going to need the help from War Within, but War Within is just way too far back in the south. Just crossing now. 44 seconds left on the clock.
Why are you so far back there at 44 seconds left? At the farthest back I think you should be on this objective at this point in time is gonna be, you know, center hotel. You need to be there at 45 seconds. You need to be able to move on this objective. You are gonna be so running out in the open, that you get lucky and find Honey Half getting antsy. But typically you'd be running so head over heels towards that objective.
And here it is. They got 12 seconds. They got 12 seconds. Evolution's inside with a pad. He's got 10 seconds to type the code in. There's no rotation. This offense might work, Sleepy. Type the code. He's got it. Fury grabs 2 points on downfall. Just like that. With an offense that the casters clearly had no faith in, but a great play by them in the end. A nice pick of Lionheart in the upstairs, and then Hooney Half gets picked up by War Within's rotation in, and they grab themselves a nice little 2-pointer.
Sometimes when logic just doesn't play into it, it frustrates me because everything about that play said wrong, wrong, wrong. And yet they managed to pull it off. So I mean, congratulations to Fury. Don't get me wrong. I told whatever. I said you were going to win this at the beginning of this because you've had more time together, and so far that's proving true. But I don't know. Everything about that play just was not working for me. That needs a little bit more time on the drawing board, I think. You got to have your guy War Within. He's got to be closer and sooner.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we talk about it occasionally, probably not as much as we should, but timing is a huge thing in this game that we don't really talk about a lot, and that was probably a good case for the timing was just right, you know, like the positioning was in that sort of perfect moons aligned type of scenario, and then the timing of the rotation by Huni was perfect for War Within to catch him as he pushed up. And that pick on Lionheart was pretty key. I'm not sure what Lionheart was doing peeking that south side. I think Huni's panicked callouts for where the enemy was is what drew him to that window, and that got him picked off. So it's kind of one of those things where like it was a little bit timing, a little bit just the defense making those unnecessary rotations, especially with the time left. But that last defender definitely should have gotten out of the crater as well. I mean, there was no reason to be back there that late in the game and with that few defenders. But either way, a good nice little 1 minute play. Grabs Fury a nice little cap here, and they are up on downfall 3-1. So we will be diving into this next round soon. Fury now on defense.
Yeah, I mean, they put themselves in a great spot to be able to shut this map out right here. We'll have to see, though. SpaceForce, they were able to take their own Marsoc round, correct? No.
No, that is incorrect. Only defensive wins until that cap. So 2 defensive wins and a cap. And we are just waiting on them to start the game up. They are all ready to go in the lobby. So just wait.
Yeah, I'd like to remind them that they should be just letting that auto timer take them on into the next round. No need to wait around and get too antsy.
I will say that auto timer is weirdly aggressive. Like the second you spawn into a lobby, I've been launched into the game.
You're weirdly aggressive.
Okay, that is not for public streams, but we could definitely talk about that later. And we won't have any time to talk about it anyway because we're diving into our 4th round here on map 1. There it is. That's the one. I think that's ship it. Done. We got it, guys.
Oops, shit.
Only 3 takes.
Sorry, I just elbowed my mic, everyone. I do apologize if that came through too loudly on the stream.
I think you're okay, but we are going to see a quick spawn from SpaceForce as they come up over this hill. Rough Riders style, laying fire down onto the defense. Crazy Mike's going to find Destructor on that hill. Diesel and Huni are going to share a kill and drop War Within in response, and we're quickly into a 4v4, and we'll see if we see some nice textbook aggression here as they push up onto this objective.
Yeah, see, I'm liking the pace here from SpaceForce now. They're really being aggressive, and I don't know if this is them trying to throw this away or if they're really just trying to utilize the speed on this fast spawn. Evolution's going to have his hands full, though. He's got at least 2 on top of him, with at least 1 more coming down. Driver of car and GT4, U2View, going to trade there from the Center Bazaar, or from the Center Bazaar. This isn't Bazaar, Sleepy. Get it right. Or from the Center Hotel. Now it's Diesel and Lionheart right on top of the building. Evolution all by himself here on West Red Truck. He's got nothing that he can do if they take the east side. They could actually walk right in and take this cap right now. Their smokes were great. The coverage was good, but they're not doing anything on it. And I hope we're not going to see another 4 minutes spent here in this one building because they had the advantage, and now they've lost it. Evolution gives up his position as he takes down Diesel. It's a 2v4 now. And Lionheart finds Evolution and opens up the north side. The defense have rotated. They are all looking this way now. It is going to be very, very hard for SpaceForce to find something here.
Yeah, GT just spotted out Huni here, but Snakebite's going to grab the kill from him instead and leave Lionheart all by himself to try to salvage this round. For SpaceForce, he has got a long way to go. Snakebite now rotating out of the upstairs there. Nope, I lied. Because I said it, then he decided he didn't want to do it. So, that's ringing out now. Lionheart still looking for that pick. Snakebite's got to be careful here with these peaks. Oh my goodness, almost gets caught out again, and now he is finally out of the upstairs.
Make it push, bro. Make it push.
Call out is made. It looks like they're going to try to be pretty aggressive onto his position. We do have
GT4 on the flank there. He's already by the northern bungalow.
Going for a very far flank as he goes all the way up to the stables.
I mean, I guess he really wants to make sure that Lionheart does not hear him coming, but yeah, it's a bit excessive.
Now, Lionheart has given up a good opportunity early on to make that push. And again, that was that stall out. I mean, it was such a good push initially.
Yep.
They got a pick. Well, they got a trade. Then they got a pick.
They could have easily slipped around Evolution as well early on with all the smokes that they had out. There was really nobody watching the objective on that from that side once they got past Evolution. I mean, and then it stalled, like you said. They just stopped moving. The smokes were good. They should have utilized them while they had them, popped out a few more even to block off the window where Evolution could have been. A lot of possibility with that play, and it just fell apart all due to the stall.
The trade's gonna come out there for the down. SpaceForce is not the one that wins that one. Please ignore that. It was definitely Fury that's gonna take Downfall. 4-1 is the final score line. Evolution picking himself up a cap and 6 kills. Definitely the MVP of that map.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. Snakebite, though, doing well for his team as well with 4-4. I think overall the entire team doing their part to carry the weight for the rest of their teammates.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are going to be diving into our second map here very soon. Let's go quickly into the war room so we can show you what that map is going to be. That map is going to be Bazaar, ladies and gentlemen. Another one. Man, I have seen so much Bazaar this week. I don't know. I don't want to say I'm sick of it, but I have seen a ton of Bazaar this week.
That's because Bazaar is an action-packed close quarters, mid-range, and long-range map that offers plenty of us to look at.
Nice. Well, I'm glad. Why is that not in our intro video? That's what I want to know.
I don't know, because nobody comes to me for these things.
Yep. That's mostly because nobody wants to talk to you, but that's neither here nor there.
That's completely unrelated.
Talking about a lot of unrelated things here today on this cast.
Speaking of unrelated things, but also very related, thank you so much to the viewers out there for tuning in today. If you're just tuning in, we're just moving on to map number 2, and that's going to be Bazaar. Fury going to take map 1, 4-1 against SpaceForce. And also, thank you so much for those biddies. I saw those in there. I saw those little biddies in the chat. So thank you to everyone out there. Of course, remember, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. If you got Twitch Prime, you can do that for free. Also, be sure to go and follow all the social media channels for Onward Master League and the VRML because we got a lot of stuff going on with new games coming in soon, as well as updates on when casts go live and things of that nature, so you can follow all the action every week. So be sure and follow those and tweet those and share those. Spread the word. Let's spread this like a virus amidst an anti-vaxxer world.
Yeah, well, that's weirdly political for where we are right now, but yes, I do agree with that sentiment.
I didn't mean it politically. I just meant like in the sense of people that don't vaccinate.
We're just gonna have to put hashtag trigger warning right before this cast so everybody knows. The law of averages, Sleepy, is what we have to worry about. But yeah, we do have a giveaway for all that good stuff. So
giveaways too. That's another reason you should follow it and spread it.
Yeah. Somebody dropped that link since our casters are currently tied up in arguing about random nonsense. But if somebody posts that link into the Twitch chat, y'all can go to that giveaway, perform a couple of different actions, get entries to win some $50 gift cards. Pretty
well, that's right, y'all. You can do that stuff because Noman said it, y'all.
Yeah, that's Sleepy from the South. We've got all the personalities here today. But yeah, it's a pretty sweet little giveaway. No strings attached, really. Just, things you would normally do anyway. And if you've already done them, by the way, if you followed and subscribed to Twitch, you don't have to do it again. So you could just go and verify that you have done that, and you will get entries for free anyway. So go ahead and do that and share it with your friends and family, so that we can get the word out about this fantastic little thing that we all love and enjoy. But we are just waiting on one member.
Waiting on something. What the hell are we waiting on?
Yeah.
Get this going.
Waiting on Fury to finish drawing up their sweet strats.
Just because you don't have an auto timer doesn't mean you can take all day, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this thing.
Well, in their defense, the auto timer started about 20 seconds into them spawning into Bazaar, and they canceled it, so there is no auto timer currently active. But They are hearing Sleepy through the ether, as Trip would say, and they are launching into this first round of map 2, and I'm going to be showing you guys the screen where people are doing things in that first round of map 2 as we dive into Bizarre Fury versus SpaceForce. SpaceForce looking to get themselves, I don't want to say on the board, I mean they're on the board, but just get themselves a win. They need a cap, they need something to sort of pull that morale back and get themselves situated on this Bizarre. So I think the Bizarre is their pick, yeah. Their pick.
Yeah, it should be.
So they actually spawned far east. You have to excuse my cam work here. They spawned far east and then they rotated all the way west. They've got a member up in the Kayat building suppressing Crazy Mike's position, and they're getting set up on the west side. Very dedicated to this west side push.
Very dedicated to it indeed. They've sent just about everyone that was not that LMG gunner down the west. Driver now suppressing the objective, the blue room window. He's trying to keep them from peeking that as well.
So what's interesting to me here is the suppression is coming out, but the other 3 members
aren't moving. I was just looking at that.
Yeah, it's an interesting strategy. Usually you want to keep those people in their windows when you're crossing a street or when you're out in the open, but Hooney and Lionheart just coming out. Snakebite's gonna grab Diesel there very quickly, but the confirm's gonna come back out. Hooney's gonna grab Snakebite in response, and we're in a 4v4. And here come those smokes, so this is the time that suppression would have made sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the movement itself would have made sense had they done it during the suppressive fire. Now they're just going to be bait because the smoke's not really covering the entire street. I mean, it does if you're all the way back on the far west side.
Lionheart.
If you go in between them.
Lionheart having some trouble with the smoke. I'm sorry. It's not funny, but it's a little funny. I had a little trouble getting that smoke out onto the street.
We've all experienced it.
We've all had it. It's not his fault. But it's fun to watch. Crazy Mike now making that suppression happen, but Driver of Car gonna pop that corner, and now Driver of Car is
open.
Oh, Evolution's gonna find that nice save for his team, and Fury ties it back up. It's a 3-3. GT4 now rotating back into this west side, hoping to stop the push. 2 members of SpaceForce are on this west side, but again, relatively stalled out. Not really sure. They're just expecting a rush. I mean, you know, we say, oh, they should be rushing, but there's also the idea that they might
not even rushing, just moving.
Well, you know what I mean, though, like that they should put on a little bit more aggression, but there is also the factor of they did the research potentially, and maybe they are looking for a rotation that's supposed to happen that doesn't happen. I mean, there's things like that that are in play, so I don't want to just, you know, get on everyone's jock. But it is both teams sort of making a push, doing the right things. They're just kind of not doing them in the correct time order, which is strange. But you know what, Sleepy, you and I come from very aggressive teams, so I think that
this is true.
For us, this is like, oh, torture, you know, but for a lot of teams, this is just the play speed that they go at. And
well, we've also watched a lot of games.
Yeah, we absolutely have. GT4 is going to find Lionheart on that quick little peek that he's going to make. And now Fury's got the man advantage. Hooney's moving up the west street. Going to have to deal with Force position here, and it's a good one. If he stays in this corner, it's so hard to see a Volk defender here. If I could just show here. I mean, look at that. Even with caster vision, that is a tough cookie to spot. So Hooney's gonna really have to be careful as he makes this approach. See if he's able to spot him out. Evolution's another one to worry about. I think he might actually be able to get an angle.
Yeah, there's a long angle that you can take from that blue garage where Evolution's sitting.
Oh, I did actually just spot him in Hooney's view there, but the resolution on my screen versus the headset's obviously a little bit different, so wasn't able to quite spot him out. That other member of the offense is all the way in the southeast corridor as well.
Yeah, I'm following him right now. I thought maybe he'd push quickly up the main street there and come in behind Evolution and really throw a wrench in things, but no, he's chosen to keep pushing south, and it's not really providing any assistance to his teammate at the moment. And they've got 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the clock here in round 1 of map number 2. A war within just staring down this corridor, and yep, there it is. He's going to pick up Destructor, and now it's all up to Honey Half, who's just around the corner from GT4. He grabs GT4 on a quick rush from GT4 on rotation. I think I
Careful
should
here.
say
Evolution
GT4
is going to spot him out. He does, in fact. He doesn't land the shots, however, so Huni gets another approach at this. Got about a minute left.
If he just goes on the top side, if he goes out towards the street right here. Oh, he's going to take the risk. He should go street side here. If he does, he could go into the building and actually get the cap from the objective. Oh, a nice grenade. Will it get Evolution? No. 2 synchronized grenades go off. Honey Half still looking for the pick, and no, his greed for the pick causes him to take a trade, and because one man's still alive on Fury, Fury take the round.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, you know.
Yeah,
it's hard
I
to
know.
call that rotation. I mean, I'm just trying, you know, I'm trying to play a little bit of devil's advocate here. But it was a great play. I mean, Evolution, I think, spotted him out early on because GT4 was looking for him on that street position. He just wasn't able to spot him out fast enough. And I think with that minute left, they wanted to rotate back onto objective. And then it's really, I think, just that objective was kind of screwing up some of the shots. And if he'd have gotten that pick, he still would have likely been able to run in there and cap. But you're right, if he'd have taken a different route, it might have been an easier cap. Or at least an easier cap attempt, I should say. But Fury is going to grab themselves that defensive round. And now SpaceForce is going to have to find their rhythm here as they get into their defensive round on this same objective. And if you are just joining us, we are still on map 2, just starting off map 2. These two teams duked it out on Downfall, but Fury came away with a nice 4-1 win after getting a 5-second left on the clock path. It was very nice. Hopefully we're going to see that in the clips. I imagine somebody had clipped that because it was a beautiful play. We do appreciate those clips coming out from you guys in the Twitch chat. I also just appreciate you guys hanging out with us.
Yeah, Twitch chat going nuts tonight. A lot of interaction going on over there.
You know, they're
Glad
just
to see that.
happy and excited. That's what we like to see when you jump in here. I have a good time.
Gonna have a good time.
There it is. Gonna have that kind of good time. And SpaceForce says they got this, but what we've got is round 2 of map number 2. Like, way too late. Way too late. We are going to be seeing that west spawn coming out of Fury, so we'll see how they decide to approach this push. The smokes are out in full force. They're going to choose to cross the street on the far side. Crazy Mike going to suppress that window. So this is the play that I wanted to see from the other side, right? Lionheart's going to pick up GT4 very quickly. Picks up this aggressive window position. Confirmed does come out.
What I find interesting about this Fury push is they threw terrible smokes, and they still just pushed ahead. They were like, you got this, bro. Just going. And they still managed to get to across the street. So, yeah, absolutely right. If SpaceForce had used this same kind of aggression, along with that suppressive fire that they had received in early round, last round, we could have seen an entirely different round. But now we're seeing that happen for Fury because they just weren't afraid to take the street, but unfortunately it is costing them men left and right. That's the third now gone. Driver of car finds Crazy Mike, and it's all up to Evolution and War Within. We're just over a minute into the round.
So I suppose this is the case for maybe not making that aggressive push, right? I mean, I don't know. It was a good push. I just don't think they expected the defenders where they were.
I think if you're going to push it this way, you have to keep pushing it. You can't hit it fast and then slow down, because then the defense has tracked you to a certain point. And see, there we go. It's just like that pre-firing. You can't start that too early, or else if you stop firing for whatever reason, a smart defender is just going to wait you out behind that corner. And the second you stop firing, all they have to do is just slide out, take their shots, and that's it. I mean, so it's about maintaining the momentum correctly. I mean, Fury came out with a lot of aggression and a lot of forward progression, but they stopped and they checked it. Now, granted, they stopped because one of their men died, so that's not necessarily the wrong thing to do, but I think they should have just gathered their guys up and made a push on the Lionheart a little bit sooner, and maybe this wouldn't have fallen apart like it has, because now it's all up to Evolution. He's got 5 men, and he's getting ready to cross this open area right in front of Honey Half, who he gets very lucky, decides not to peek.
Yeah, the call-outs are coming out. Definitely are aware of his position. Hooney's going to be rotating in here. I think Evolution's having a bit of a connectivity issue because his body's kind of jumping around a little bit when I'm first personing, so I'm going to take that off. But Lionheart now rotating in, trying to find him.
Yeah, the entire defense is basically engulfed and surrounded his building. They need to be careful, though, because he could still take a few down with him and maybe even turn this around. Yep, see, there goes the first one. Lionheart finding out the hard way why you should sometimes just let them move after a certain point. You just surround them, let them come to you still, but let them know as well that they don't really have much of a choice. But Evolution here, he could be showing us some skill if Honey Half peeks that window just incorrectly.
And that's exactly what happens. Evolution's gonna grab him a second kill here. Fallout's still gonna be able to come out, though. I mean, this is absolutely SpaceForce's round to lose. Destructor gonna be his next obstacle, but too big of an obstacle for him that time, and that is gonna be a point for SpaceForce. Not for Fury. And we're tied up in this map 2 series 1-1. Defensive round trade so far on Bazaar. Both teams doing a pretty good job right off the bat, but just sort of petering out towards the end, let the defense sort of pick them apart. Neither offense able to get anything going just yet, but you know, some of it's the objective as well. So let's see how they fare on a definitely an objective that requires either a lot of aggression or almost none, and that is the East Hotel objective. I don't know. Who are you feeling, based on what you've just seen in these 2 rounds? What do you think is going to be happening on Bazaar here? Like, what do you think the final scoreline is, and do you think caps are possible here?
I do think caps are possible. We saw some opportunities where caps could have been very likely. For example, the Honey Half situation. Had he broken north to the main street and cut that way down and into the building, he could have gotten himself in a nice little hidden spot for the cap there. I don't think we've really seen any approach work for Fury yet. That I would say would work for a cap, but this is an objective where, like you said, if you use that aggression or no aggression and really pick apart the defense on this objective, especially, you can get in there and get a cap, but the aggression from the quick spawn on this particular objective as well is very, very vital to some teams' offense. A lot of teams will try and bank on this spawn, and I know that's really risky considering the RNG factors, but the aggression plays well because the offense can actually get into a great spot to counter the defense before the defense is able to set themselves up.
Interesting analysis, so we'll see if any of that comes to fruition. I do tend to agree with you on all points. I mean, I'm not just brushing you off, but yes, we are diving now into round 3. And we'll see if Fury's able to mount a good defense, and then we'll see what their offensive round looks like on this objective. I mean, it really is either team's map, and I feel like Bazaar's got that's sort of one of the benefits of Bazaar is really it's any team map. It's very well balanced. Quick spawn callouts do come out. Nice little pre-fire there coming out onto the defense. Not gonna find anybody early.
No, this definitely wasn't the aggression I was thinking I'd see, especially from an ex-member of SMC with Honey Half leading the squad here. He is pre-firing the heck out of those windows to keep the defense down, but the team again is pushing quite slowly, so I'm guessing they've chosen to take the not so aggressive route here on the map. We'll just have to see if it works.
Yeah, I mean, this defense is interesting. They're kind of ready for anything, but the SpaceForce offense, as I'm showing here on my overhead map, is, I mean, they're pressed up, right? They're in the bazaar. It looks like they will be going for that south flank, at least one member. But I'm always so hesitant when there's a defense that's so spread out on this objective.
Yeah.
It's just so easy to quickly grab 1 or 2 kills and be in, get that pad out and be done with it. So it's definitely risky, but if SpaceForce falls into that sort of mindset, could be seeing a cap here. I mean, it's entirely possible.
So looking at the overhead map, all they need to do, they need to take those 2 guys in the courtyard. Each one of them needs to get the pick on the north and south room on the eastern objective courtyard. Then their guy that's sitting there watching the crack can sit there while the 3rd defender rotates over. Bang, he gets him. The 2 men that are in from the east or from the west can come in through those doors and get the cap before the other 2 can rotate off the objective, can rotate back for the defense. That's how I'd play this, knowing what I know with the map.
Yeah, and we'll see what the players are able to figure out. I mean, obviously they don't have the tools we do to be able to spot out the enemies in the same way, but now the smokes are starting to come out on this southeast side. And they're going to need way more smokes if they want to try and cross this street without one of these 3 defenders seeing him. We're going to see a frag coming out. Takes a bit of a bounce there. Not going to find anybody, but a really good check on that smoke. Driver of car now looking for whoever threw that grenade. He's not going to spot Evolution out. He's still inside the courtyard.
Honey Half making a move through the small alleyway here on the western side. He's just outside the window from War Within. Driver's gonna find Evolution, and that's one of the members of the defense in the courtyard down. The guys in the east better start to rotate now because the other 2 are getting crept up on as well, and this could be the end for the defense. We could be seeing a SpaceForce cap here.
And he's got to be careful. Driver tossing out that frag, checking it. Now this has to be coordinated. War Within can grab an easy kill here. Crazy Mike's going to grab Destructor on that north wall, or on that north street, rather. They've got to be careful. If Driver rushes out without Huni checking this corner, War is going to be able to pick up an easy 1 or 2. But now that pin gets pulled, and Huni's going to hear that.
Oh my god, he does it! But War Within kills himself with the grenade. Snakebite grabs Driver of car, and Honey Half is going to grab War Within and finalize that kill. He's got Diesel right behind him, though. Will Diesel make the play and go for the objective? Crazy Mike and both members, GT4 and Crazy Mike, both still off the objective. Neither one rotating back. This is dangerous for them. Snakebite, Honey Half's going to find GT4, and that's going to be even less favorable. Crazy Mike, you better rotate yourself back to that objective now. You've lost your last man on the east, and everyone else is right on top of your other last help. Here he goes. Snakebite going to take a peek. Will Diesel slide out? Yes, he does. Diesel slid out. He's got tab out. Now he's pushing his way to the objective. Crazy Mike's going to be too slow. The rotation's not going to come in fast enough, but Lionheart's going to find him anyways. And SpaceForce are going to grab their 2nd point here on the map.
So there's that offense working out, and that right there is textbook. Exactly what I was talking about. I'm always hesitant to have defenders that far away, and for that specific reason, Crazy Mike just wasn't able to be effective early enough, especially when they started losing players here. And yeah, they got punished for it. I mean, that was definitely a cap that they could have allowed to happen, although my camera was on that grenade as it was happening, and it more than likely would have gotten Diesel there as he was tab out, but nonetheless, doesn't matter. SpaceForce gonna grab it on a kill win, and now they're gonna go into a defensive round and try to take Fury's steam away here as they get themselves up by a point on Bazaar.
Winning point-o.
Yeah, so I mean that was the cap that I think we were just talking about, and I need to see Fury doing that same sort of that same play, that same style Because, I mean, just one cap is going to turn this whole series around for them.
I know Fury can play like that, is the thing. So I'm still not counting them out on this map.
Well, you know what's interesting is that the player they're missing that I would expect to lead that charge and lead definitely the flanks is Bald-Headed. I mean, he is one of their most aggressive players and the one that runs the best flanks. And him missing from this roster might be what's sort of slowing them up a little bit. I don't know what you think about that, but that's my guess.
I think that's a very good point to make. That is for sure. I don't know that he's necessarily stopping this. I don't know. To me, it's just something about Fury tonight is not looking like I expected it to be. They've been playing pretty strong all season, so I think I don't know. Maybe I was just expecting more out of them. They're still playing a great game. Don't get me wrong. They won map 1, pretty handedly 4-1, and they're doing a good job here on Bazaar. But I don't know. Something's just off about it for me for Fury right now. So we'll have to see.
So interesting to me how quiet their offense is before they start. I'm not hearing any hooping and hollering. I'm not hearing any, any tomfoolery or shenanigans. But we are seeing that aggressive push. Oh, this is going to be a tough one to follow, Evolution. Throwing a little smoke up there. Lionheart throwing out some check fire. Not going to find anybody. GT4 going to come inside and look for Lionheart in here. Lionheart's going to grab him, however. Evolution with the response, and he's going to get down for his efforts. Diesel's going to grab Crazy Mike on the outside, and the camera's just full of smoke. Snakebite snuck by my camera there, but he has rotated into this corner here, surrounded by smoke. Diesel's going to finish off Evolution, and they're right around the corner from each other.
Yeah, this is some pretty tense moments. Snakebite taking a quick peek there. If only he had done that a moment ago, we'd be okay. Diesel now going to get interested and curious. Snakebite, is he going to hear it?
He's going to see the
Diesel
gun.
See it.
Oh, Diesel.
There it is. Snakebite gets the kill, and this is not good. He's going to be in and near the objective. He's going to have all the time and all the space that he needs. He should go prone here. I would say I would not risk it being up. Here comes Destructor. Snakebite's got no cover. Oh, but he does drop that tablet nice and fast. What a quick draw to get the kill. Not seeing any other members of the defense rotating back. Honeyhalf still sitting outside. Will Snakebite go for the capper? Is he just going to sit here and wait for the defense to rotate? Yeah, it looks like he's just going to wait for the rotation. Oh, he backs up just too quickly. Honeyhalf running up the steps. Snakebite grabs Honeyhalf. Will Driver of Car make himself known, or will Snakebite go in for it and use his cojones to get the cap? He really needs to go for the cap here. He's got all the space in the world. What is he doing? Noman, it's driving me insane.
There's at least 3 different caps that could have happened, but those kills were fantastic. I mean, if you can keep this, we can keep this up. I mean, killer cap doesn't really matter here. This is the point they need.
Oh, it matters. They need this cap. They want to make sure and add that 2 points to the map, then go back to defense where they can close the map out, just like they did on map 1. This is exactly what they need. I need Snakebite to take a risk here, because this will make me feel like I'm seeing the Fury that I expected to see tonight. And oh my god, go for it, Snakebite. Please, you're killing me, Smalls.
And we can see the defender there in the top right corner. He's still just looking around, but there it is. The cap is going to come out. My camera's going to go through the ether, and Driver of Car not going to spot him until it's too late. And Fury is going to grab themselves 2 points on this Bazaar and take the lead back from SpaceForce with a very nice play there by Snakebite. I mean, that was beautiful. That was beautiful plays by Snakebite. Honestly, like we're all like, go Cap, but that was awesome. He did a great job.
No, don't let me take away from the fact that he did play it smart. We know he knew that defenders would be coming back to check it after a while. The quick tablet drop kill, that was probably my favorite in that little series, but it was after that when things had quieted down and 30 seconds had gone by and nobody came to pressure him. Once he continued to sit there after that, I was like, oh my goodness, come on, you're making me nervous here, but in the end they do old Coach Sleepy proud, and I'm glad to see them bring it back here on Bazaar, and now SpaceForce has their work cut out for them. It's either Cap or Clutch here to stay alive on map number 2. We'll have to see what happens. Can SpaceForce save themselves here in the series, or will Fury take everything and make it final
Yeah, we are going to be finding out very soon, but what a series it's been so far. Ugh. I mean, that downfall didn't really feel like a 4-1. The cap sort of skewed that
Yeah.
for me.
well,
Yeah, that was more like a 4-2 or a 4-3 feeling style for that map, but now on Bazaar, we're seeing that sort of back and forth, and a great answer back by Fury there is going to put them in a pretty great position here. I mean, they are... Okay, so now they're defending the center Coyote objective, which... it's a tough one. It is a tough.
Yeah, Norman, it can be a real tough one to defend.
Okay, well, I guess we're back in high school now, where we're just making fun of each other's voices. That's fine.
I'm not making fun of your voice, man. I promise.
Somebody get me out of this cast, all right? Fury just needs to win this out so we can be done with this. I can.
No, please remember, Noman, we play all 3 maps here on the VRML because MMR matters. Hashtag MMR matters.
The worst thing that I've heard all day, but the best thing I've heard all day is that we're into round 5 of this second map. Now we're seeing that chatter from Fury, all happy and excited after that cap, as well they should be. Diesel and Hooney here. First 2 that are going to be pushed up into the courtyard. Hooney's staying back a little bit. Actually, I lied. I was talking about Lionheart, of course.
Yeah, because we knew that. We're all mind readers here at the VRML.
Yeah, what did I do to you, Sleepy? Jeez. Diesel's going to be looking for Crazy Mike. That's the closest enemy he's got, but Evolution and GT4 are going to be keeping a close eye on his approach. Shots ringing out from Hooney there on to no one, as far as I can tell.
Shooting at ghosts, everybody.
Hopefully he wasn't shooting a Diesel. I mean, the bullets were heading that way, but...
Yeah, they were. Firefights.
And now Destructor taking some shots at Phantom players. Maybe he spotted... Actually, he might have spotted out the second door, or first story of Fiat there.
Man, if I were Fury, I'd put all 5 guys in the rooms right around the objective. Just literally, like, just sprinkle them in there. Get them all nice and tight, like. Keep them nice and tight. Make sure all the
tell me how tight you want them, though. Just tell me
just
it like
nice and real tight.
That's
Lionheart gonna kill his own teammate with a headshot on the Diesel, and War Within will find Honey Half right after, leaving SpaceForce down 2. Then Crazy Mike gets a grenade on the driver of car, and Fury is taking this map away from SpaceForce quite easily now. Shots ring out onto Lionheart. He ducks and is able to avoid them, but will they have what it takes to pry this 5-man Fury defense off the objective?
Yeah, that is going to be a tall order. That team kill is probably literally the last thing that you want when it comes to having a series on the line like that. And I mean, that is something to be said for pressure just getting to you, you know? The series on the line like this, you tend to be a little bit more stressed out. You tend to make silly plays, or you're kind of worried about different corners that you shouldn't be worried about. Most of the time, it's just that you're not checking your tablet. You know, you got to be all about where your teammates are. Right there, Lionheart's gonna grab Diesel. I mean, when you really think about it, why would a defender have been all the way up there? You know, where you just came from. Seems kind of like a silly place to be, but again, in the heat of battle, it is pretty tough.
Oh my god. Sorry, I don't mean to be laughing while you're explaining this, but I'm just watching the chat go off from back at the end of that last round, and they're basically saying the same thing I was, which is, what the hell? Why aren't you capping? Get in there, go cap. Oh man, so hilarious.
It is fun to watch the reactions in real time. I do love doing that. But our reactions are the realest time. Lionheart and driver of car, using some of those new hand models to communicate there. Driver of car asking if smoke should be tossed out on the objective. Lionheart confirming. I think it's the first time I have seen the utilization of the hand signals. Okay. stuff, though. Destructor now looking for GT4. GT4 seems like he is aware of Destructor's position. Or if anything, just the place to go, and GT4 does grab Destructor there very quickly. We're just down into this 2v5. Driver of Car and Lionheart, the only two remaining members. Lionheart going to be running into Crazy Mike's domain here. Crazy Mike's going to hear the footsteps. He's going to pop the corner, grab himself a Lion's Heart.
Man, sneak his way through the holes in the defense, though. Here's a good chance at a cap right here. Nope, Snakebite going to pop out from that balcony and find Driver of Car. And that gives Fury map number 2, 4-2. And they have closed out the series win, but now it's all for those sweet, sweet MMR points. Those wonderful, wonderful points.
They're going to get themselves a nice bit of MMR here. That is for sure. As we figure out what our third map is going to be. Let's go find that out right now, and it is looking like it's going to be Suburbia. Suburbia. This is
Suburbia.
This is the map that I actually expected to see first from Fury. This is sort of their map, but they are missing, again, they're missing Bald. So Bald is their star player on Suburbia for sure. Crazy Mike does a great job. Well, but Downfall was an interesting choice for them. Maybe I have to go back at the stats. I don't really know how often Fury plays Downfall, so an interesting choice there for them. Let me see here. I'm just gonna check. Oh, they do play it pretty often. They've got a pretty good ratio on it, so I think, you know what that means? It means I need to cast more Fury games. That's what it means. All about this Fury casting life. But I mean, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead right out and call. I think Fury's gonna close this out here with a nice 3-0 victory on SpaceForce Suburbia. Suburbia requires a pretty hefty amount of communication and sort of understanding of your teammates, and Fury's got that. I don't know that SpaceForce does, at least not on the same level as Fury does. So I don't know. I think they're gonna have a hard time really getting anything going here, and especially after, you know, capping a defensive shutout like that, it's so hard to get your momentum back.
Yeah, that it is. SpaceForce, I think, maybe got a little cocky there on Bazaar after they took that lead, and it ended up biting them in the butt. Fury coming back with an incredible comeback there with the cap and then a defensive round win to take the map. They take the series, and now they just can sit back and kind of, you know, let the third map happen. They really don't need to do much of anything. They've only allowed SpaceForce to get 3 points overall against their 8, so a pretty decent score spread. As long as they get 1 or 2 points here, you know, they're not really losing much difference in MMR, whether they blow it out here or whether they get a nice tight 4-3 battle.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think SpaceForce is going to get 4-0 here, but
no,
I think it is going to be a
Honey Half is a really good CQC player, and as he, you know, as we all know, he came from SMC, and SMC played this map very well. So I can assume that any team that Honey is on is going to have some very SMC caliber Suburbia type plays. Let's just see if Fury can counter that, or if they have some of their own that could rival that of the SMC playbook.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting to see what they pull out here. That is for sure, and this objective it's a good one to start off with. The defense definitely favored on this red car objective in the north. But we'll see what they're able to get going here as we dive into this first round of map 3. Fury and SpaceForce duking it out. Now SpaceForce looking to just salvage a little bit of MMR. And Free Fire gonna come out. Driver of Car basically just barely ducked it. Lionheart confusingly running directly into it, but at least he's staying crouched. Evolution's gonna find Destructor very early, and Snakebite's already up here. Lionheart Doesn't see him. Snakebite grabs him from the back. He didn't see him run up in the corner there, and now Fury is up 5-3. 2 defenders from SpaceForce going down very quickly. Now we're seeing the smoke setup. Here come the smokes. Is there going to be a response from the defense? Some sort of a frag? Diesel's going to grab War with a nice shot through the bush, and a flash from driver of car is going to really mess up Diesel's life there for a few seconds. Snakebite going to keep tossing those smokes out there. More rolling in from the offense. The equipment is there. I mean, Diesel's really the only one with eyes on that objective.
If he can if Snakebite can neutralize Diesel here, then the defense is in a world of hate. Oh my gosh, he's just gonna run right by Diesel, and Diesel's not gonna look. There's the peek. He does find Snakebite. A flash from the defense actually gonna go off and blind Diesel. Honey half able to find GT4, and just like that, the Fury push has been stopped. And it's all up to 2 members now, Evolution and Crazy Mike, as they push their way towards the objective now to try and finish things off.
I find this smoke very interesting because they're sitting inside of it. The one where Crazy Mike and Evolution were just in. They were just sitting inside of their own smoke, which was almost like a, hey, look at me, I'm over here in the smoke type of thing. I'm not really sure what that play was.
And that's kind of exactly what driver of car is doing, is he's looking right over there where that smoke was.
Yeah, Crazy Mike's making his little I think he's checking for this fence position first. He's not really going to be able to spot driver here, I don't think. Take a look at first person view.
Yeah, Snakebite really did his team a disservice by not taking down Diesel. If Diesel were dead, you know, this would be a whole different play. 1, Snakebite could have possibly gotten the cap, and then 2, the defenders would have either had to cross the street to be able to backwatch the side of the objective that Snakebite was on, or they'd have to really kind of put themselves on really close to the objective.
Yeah, now that offensive advantage is gone, they don't have the numbers advantage on the defense. They don't even really know the positioning of the defense, but now Crazy Mike gonna start moving out. Be able to grab at least one of these guys. Needs at least one of these to go down for his teammate to have really any chance. I think he has spotted Diesel in that corner. Tracking shots coming out. I mean, they really need to be on point with this. Somehow driver of car has not seen Mike crawling up to the objective just yet, but he's right on the backside. That car, if Crazy Mike just stays to the right, he has a good chance of sneaking right by driver of car's field of view.
Yeah, if Crazy Mike could also have Evolution maybe provide a little bit of distraction on lane 4 there, it would really help out Crazy Mike's cause as well. Maybe help keep Diesel from checking it, because here's the peek from Diesel.
Man, I'm sorry.
Oh my god, he didn't see him. Crazy Mike's going to get the kill, and he's not going to be able to be seen by the defenders. He's going to be able to come in here and get a cap. We could be seeing a round 1 cap here from Fury, and we are. The tablets come out. Crazy Mike is getting the cap.
Yep, the tablet's out. Driver of car not able to see him.
None of the defenders are moving. Why are they not pressing the objective?
I heard those shots, but it doesn't matter. Fury's gonna grab themselves another cap. And just like that, they go up 2 points on the 3rd map with a nice crawling play there by Crazy Mike. So you know what's interesting, Sleepy, and maybe I'll do this. I'll do this here in a second. I'll do it right before the round starts. I can show you what happened there. So driver of car's position, I'll actually describe it. Driver of car's position there was correct. He theoretically could have seen Crazy Mike on the crawl, but, and I kid you not, from his point of view, the supporting beam that comes across the picket fence was just wide enough from his view to cover Crazy Mike in the exact path that he crawled. I mean, like, anywhere else Crazy Mike would have gone, lower, closer to the street, or up on the grass, he would have absolutely been shot. But he just, like, really just a visual thing. Driver of car not able to spot him out there. But you are definitely right in that I cannot believe that there was no defensive rotation.
Yeah, that's the part that I can't believe, is the defensive rotation. I mean, I can understand, you know, there's some angle, some piece of, debris that we can't see, you know, that the players are seeing from their end. But it's the non-rotation when they knew that Diesel went down and they heard the shots come in very close. Like, why would you not? I mean, if you had a grenade, frag it. If you had a flash it. I mean, just anything, just put pressure on it. And I saw none of that from the SpaceForce defense there. I mean, they changed up their positions a little bit. Honey Half went over there behind the fence and was looking through the lattice, but it was too late by that point. Mike was already behind the car, and neither one of them was going to see anything without actually getting aggressive and getting on top of the objective.
Yeah, you are definitely right about that. I will just show the folks at home really quickly. Dive into the gameplay a little bit early, but this was the angle the driver was holding, and it was, see there, right there, that little slat just sort of covered up Mike's approach perfectly. But yeah, that defensive rotation definitely ended up costing them those 2 points, and now Fury's going to get themselves a defensive opportunity on this same objective. See if they're able to keep that train rolling, grab 3 points, and get themselves that much closer to shutting SpaceForce out here. 3-0 potentially. SpaceForce, yeah, it's a girls band from the 90s. I'm sure you've heard of it.
I thought that was the Space Gals.
You are right. See, I don't know my 90s bands very well, so I'm glad that you're here to, walk me through that.
So I'm your pop cultural person, and I'm Nightfire's mathematician.
Correct. That is all correct. Gonna take the nice folks back to the pre-round screen while we wait for the teams to finish making their strategies and get themselves all readied up. And I will take this short opportunity to thank everybody again for hanging out with us in the chat, participating in there. It's been a total... I mean, I just lost track. I gave up on Twitch chat, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I will check it all later. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us, getting those clippies in, staying engaged with us. Oh, so much good stuff.
Hey.
Wow. That is that Japanese? Yes, is that what I was getting there, Sleepy?
Hey.
Okay, got it. He's a samurai now. Oh, we should do different personas for different maps. I think that'd be fun.
I can do that.
It's such a tough. It's gonna be a tough line to follow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at some point it starts to get a little racist. So we gotta find a good way to do that. You gotta find a caricature of.
You must walk a fine line.
We gotta watch.
Very, very fine line.
We just gotta pick like a bunch of white stereotypes, because then no one can blame us.
Well, then that's just boring, Noman.
Yeah, that's true. But do you know how many white stereotypes there are? There's a lot of white stereotypes. We could really dig deep into this. Oh, this is what happens when people take too long to make their strategies, ladies and gentlemen. The casters start going a little bit insane as we wait for these teams to ready up and get all their strats in. But after that pretty devastating cap, I can totally understand why SpaceForce might want to take a little bit of time in the tent and shore up their tactics a little bit. Tactics time in the tent. Lots of T's. That's the triple T right there. Triple T.
That's just terrific.
Up in this piece. Yeah, terrific tactic time in the tent. And it's time for some titillating gameplay as we dive finally into this second round of map 3. And that's the scoreboard. You don't want to see the scoreboard, you want to see gameplay, and I'm going to bring it to you because now we're in round 2 of map 3. Casters are losing their minds.
What? Is that war?
See what Fury's defense looks like here and what approach SpaceForce is going to take as they try to answer back to that very nice cap by Fury. We're going to be seeing this push coming through on lane 1.
Very noisy push on lane 1. I mean, I understand its purpose. I know why Driver of Car is making all this noise. He's suppressing these popular defensive positions on lane 1 to keep them from coming in. But no one really there. He wasn't taking any sort of suppression back, and now that they've announced that they're there, they are going to rotate a defender in that direction, and To be honest, that rotation might come just in time to catch them as they exit from the side of this, these bushes here. So it could end up being detrimental to their push rather than beneficial.
Yeah, absolutely. That he was very close to being caught out there by GT. GT gonna throw a nice little frag out, not quite long enough to grab anybody there, but shots are gonna ring out onto Destructor's position. Lionheart now pre-firing the fence, hoping to grab him, and it is just a firing line here. Crazy Mike's gonna grab driver of car through all that fire. GT4 does grab Lionheart, and they down each other. And the callouts are gonna be coming out, so if Destructor goes for this res, his position will definitely be known. Snakebite's gonna find Diesel here in the smoke towards the objective as he tries to make that push onto the cap. It's not gonna happen. And now it's all up to these remaining three. Hooney's gonna find War Within on that right side, but it is just gonna be a down. I was actually gonna find two there, I apologize. Crazy Mike does get the res on GT. GT then finds Lionheart and trades.
Again.
And Destructor is gonna have to be worried about Crazy Mike's position here. But this is a 2v2, a res available for the defense, but not likely to happen. Now Destructor and Crazy Mike really just staring at each other through a bunch of stuff.
I mean, realistically, Honeyhalf could just wait out Snakebite to bleed out and then move in. Pretty much as long as Evolution's not paying attention to lane 4, he can just come right on in there. Just kind of sneak in behind the red car and get his cap.
Crazy Mike gonna rotate out of that position, assuming that Destructor likely left. No, he actually might be going for this res, I think. Pretty dangerous res. Crazy Mike is exactly on the spot where his friend died from Hooney's position, but now Hooney's rotated out, so Snakebite not able to spot him yet, even while downed. Still can't see him, and Mike could have just seen him on the corner there, but not quite. Hooney's gonna miss him as well.
I think Honey might have saw him because he's trained on that hedge like it's his job.
Mike does
get the res.
The res.
Ooh, the movement here is going to cause... Oh, but Crazy Mike turns it around and takes Honeyhalf down.
Yeah, and now it's all up to the lone man. Destructor here looking to find some sort of inroad, but Evolution's going to be hearing those footsteps from a mile away. Gonna have a tough time getting this offense back on its feet all by his lonesome. He's gonna have to find at least 2 picks to make this cap possible, if at all possible. But he's just got 2 minutes to go, and I think he's just looking for kills at this point. Shots ringing out there, not gonna find anybody just yet. Now his position is definitely known. The defender is rotating in. Corner is popped, and the trade comes out. Snakebite and Destructor trading with each other, but Fury gonna take that point and go up 3-0 on this final map. SpaceForce really struggling to get anything going here.
Yes, they are.
And this might be their respite. This is their respite, Sleepy.
Now who's using big words? I mean, they're not really. It's not really.
I was gonna say, by definition, that is not a big word, so I don't even want to hear it from you. But they are gonna be having to defend this garage objective, which, again, arguably, the easiest objective to defend on Suburbia. So this is a chance for SpaceForce to get themselves back on the board, get themselves shored up a little bit, and start making this comeback. Wouldn't be the last 3-0 comeback I've seen just this weekend. So let's hope SpaceForce has some up their sleeve here as they try to stay alive in this series and get some MMR points out from under Fury. If you're just tuning in, this is the last map. Fury commandingly took Downfall. Actually, I think we've had a cap every map at this point, which is pretty Pretty fantastic stuff. But yeah, they grabbed a cap on Downfall, grabbed that map, and then did the same on Bazaar, finishing that out with a 4-2, I think it was the score line there. And now we are into Suburbia, our final map. Fury up 3-0, looking to close this series out. Not giving up too many points. And we are just waiting on them to finish up all their strat calculations. I'm sure it's trigonometry. There's a lot of math going on in there. Definitely a ton of math.
It's trigonometrying me.
Assume you're talking about the chat. We were obviously kidding, chat. None of that nonsense is going to be happening here. On the VRML, we are, for the most part, good people. You know, I can't speak for Sleepy here, but I am a good person.
I'm a terrible person.
That is probably accurate. But I definitely fooled everybody at home because they thought I was going to leave the overlay up again. I did the same thing in the All-Star game. Not today. We are going to be seeing all the action as it unfolds in this final round. Fury looking to close this series out on an offensive win, and immediately Hootie Half's going to find a headshot on Snakebite as he comes down this lane 3. And Fury's already down a man.
And already using utility just to get blown away by another great grenade.
And that is 2 grenades. That is a full kill on Lionheart and a down on Evolution. 2 very nice defensive nades. Is going to strip Fury of their team members very, very quickly. Check fire there for more within. Not going to find anybody. And Fury is down to just 2 members in the first 30 seconds of Suburbia. Oh, they're back up to 3. There we go. Back up to 3 in a minute.
Still not a very good look for the start of this round for Fury. They're going to have to find some picks fast to level things out before this match turns into a SpaceForce comeback.
Or within now, setting up a little frag there. Not going to grab anybody on the front side of the tank. Now we're seeing the smoke coming out. The rest of his team is synchronized with this
It doesn't appear so.
play, but Evolution going to find their first pick there for Fury. Picks up an aggressive defender in lane 2, and now Lionheart's potentially in trouble here. Evolution's going to push into the first floor of this building.
Do they think this objective is on the tank? It's the second set of smokes I've seen come out as if the objective was on the tank.
Evolution just missing driver of car here. Footsteps coming out. I don't think driver of car even heard them, likely over the sound of those smokes. Evolution does spot out Hoonie on that rotation and grabs him, and we're in a tie ball game here, folks. 3-3. Fury able to claw their way back after a pretty rough start. PT4 now rotating all the way around to the front of this house, but driver of car doesn't spot him. Lionheart does instead. And War Within is going to pick up Lionheart after he gets that kill, and now it's just 1 member of SpaceForce left. He does find Evolution on the stairs there. Now driver rotating for War Within. Definitely heard him. I don't know if he even saw him.
Oh, he should push now with the reload. Here comes the flash.
And the frag comes out. War Within comes rotating around, and he does find driver of car with that machine gun. Fury gonna close out that offensive round after a very, very nice comeback there, being down 3 members at one point. SpaceForce is 5, and they are gonna show their dominance on Suburbia and close the series out with a 3. And oh, whew.
Yeah, I was really expecting to see SpaceForce take that last round there and at least put up 1 on the board there, and it was looking good, but Fury just having to prove me wrong all night tonight when I'm saying that they're not doing something this way or that way. They come back and clutch the round as Marsoc can close out the map 4-0.
Absolutely, Sleepy. Well, that was the series, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to invite everybody to hang out in the Discord and the website. Y'all have heard our spiels 1,000 times. All the links are down beneath the video here in the chat. We do appreciate you guys spending your time here with us on this fine Sunday evening as we brought you the action. There is, as Sleepy mentioned during the cast, a giveaway going on for $50 Steam and or Oculus gift card. So go ahead and check that out. That is on the VRML site as well. And the link was posted in the chat. Yeah, come get involved. Jump into some Onward play. Hang out on the cast. Go watch the old videos. And get involved whichever way you can. Sleepy, you got anything else for these fine folk?
Nah.
Fair enough.
Just want to say thanks to everyone for tuning in. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that is going to do it from us here at the Onward VR Master League casting desk for this weekend. Tune in this coming week for the new set of matchups, and we will see you guys at the next set. Omen with a 4, Sleepy with 2 3s, signing off.
Good night, everybody.